Okay, what I'm doing here today is replacing the front brake pads on a Chrysler 200. This is a 2012. I have the parking brake on, the rear wheels chocked. I'm going to jack up the car, place it on a jack stand, because I have the assistance air tools. If not, you'll have to break loose the tightness of the lugs before you jack it up. Okay, I'm going to take the front wheel off. Next, I'm going to take a 14 millimeter and break loose the bolts that also act as the pins for the caliper. Okay, I'm going to take the slide pins out, and then I'm going to support the caliper, slide it off, and put a wire through here and hang it from the strut tower so I don't put any stress on the rubber hose. Now on the back side there is two 18 millimeter bolts that hold the caliper bracket on. We're going to go ahead and remove those. Now with those two bolts removed, you can go and slide the caliper bracket off, and we'll look at the brake pads here. This one is pretty thin. That tells you an indication that your slide pins are not moving very well. So we're going to clean these up real well, and we'll lubricate them with some silicone brake lube. So we'll knock these pads out of here. And remove these clips. Our new brakes came with new clips on here, so you can discard these. But before you put the new ones on, there's a little bit of corrosion in here. We're going to take a wire brush and then clean this area up. Okay, hopefully you can see that it's all cleaned up there. We'll go ahead and put our new clips on there. So our new brake pads here came with a rear indicator clip that we'll have to install on here. Before we put the brake pads in the caliper bracket, we'll go ahead and put a very small amount of lubricant on both of the ears on each of the brake pads. And we'll install our brake pads in the caliper bracket here, and our wear indicator brake pad, we'll put that in the back where the bellows for the pins are. Next, what we'll do is slide the rotor off. A lot of times if you're in the rust belt or that, it's going to rust on there. So we're going to have to hit it with a hammer on the front side here. That'll break that loose. Okay, if your rotors are in good shape, they're not too grooved up, you can take a sander, and I'm using some 60 grit, and we'll just resurface it a little bit, as long as it's not below the minimum thickness, and when you're applying your brakes it's not warped and the steering wheel is pulsing. You can go ahead and reuse your rotors here. It'll save you a little bit of money. So I'm just going to take and resurface the braking surface there to help the new brake pads burnish in better. Hopefully the camera's picking this up okay. You can see that the glaze is off of the rotor there, and that'll help the new brake pads burnish in better. Next, I loosened up the cap on the brake reservoir here, and I'm going to push the piston on the brake caliper back in. You can also break the bleeder and push the old fluid out. This is pretty rusty and I don't want to break it off, so I'm just going to push it back in. I'm going to take one of our old brake pads here, slip it in there, a little tool on there. Most automotive stores have one of these that you can get on a loan a tool program, and we'll just push that piston back in. I'm going to take some brake parts cleaner and clean up our slide pins here. If they are rusty, you're going to need to clean them up really good or replace them with some brand new ones. That would probably be the best route. And these look in pretty good shape, so we'll just take some silicone brake lubricant and lube them up. We should be good to go. We'll take a look at our little brake or our wheel hub here, and you can see it's a little rusty. We'll take a wire brush and then clean that off. Then we'll install our rotor, spray it down with some brake parts cleaner. Especially if you get a brand new rotor, you'll need to do that because it has a coating that'll keep it from rusting. That needs to be removed. Okay, now we're inside the vehicle. We're going to take and pump the brakes a few times until the pedal firms up. That'll get the caliper piston to expand. We'll take the wheel chocks off and take it for a test drive.